Welcome back. Tuesdays is when we have our parenting conversations. And one of the most important conversations to have in the world of parenting today is empathy. And that's our focus. We'll be talking to Osezusi Bolodeoku. Now, she is a certified special needs education expert and advanced certified autism specialist. She also founded an inclusive creative center that helps to nurture creativity, social skills, emotional intelligence, and other practical skills that children need to succeed and thrive in the world as we know it today. Empathy as a skill, as I mentioned before, is our topic. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you. Good morning. Good to be here again.
Now, our conversation last week was a really interesting one, and we had a young guest with us as well.
Amazing.
Yeah,
and I think that's a good one. Like, we've never brought a special needs to live TV, and that was awesome. Well done, TVC.
Honestly, we have to thank you for all you do, because it's not easy having that empathetic side to things, especially when it comes to your career. It's a business, and sometimes you need to be a lot more firm in the space because, I realized that growing up, there were a lot of parents that were using a very heavy hand on their children, refusing to show empathy in certain situations. For instance, maybe if the exams didn't go so well, maybe if they didn't get top scores in their class, or they didn't come first, second, or third, it was a problem. There was never any empathy trickling from the top down. So let's talk about why it's important for parents to have a bit more empathy for their kids.
Well, why is it important to have empathy? First off, empathy is the skill of the future.
Okay.
Like, empathy is taught, is not... We observe and model empathy to our children.
Okay.
Empathy is simply just treating people the way you want to be treated.
Okay.
And when we realize that children are little humans, no, they're just little adults, right? So they pretty much go through every emotion that we go through as adults. So when they're preparing for exams, there's this anxiety that naturally will crop up. Okay. So if you as a parent, you do not understand that your child is anxious, how would you be able to help them through that process? Okay. So empathy is something that you have to just show and model, care for the child and model for the child, to the child, right?
So another area, maybe a first day at school, for instance. The first day of school when a child is just maybe joining a new class.
Absolutely.
And the parent is rushing off and essentially just putting the child in an environment they've never experienced before, with people they've never met before. And of course, the child is crying. But you put on a brave face and you harden yourself and then you leave. Where does the place of empathy come in there? Because this is something that just has to be done. You have to leave the child somewhere. The child has to have an education.
Okay, first off, you know the child will be going to school, right?
Yeah.
First of all, you have to prepare the child.
Okay.
Like, okay, you'll be going to school. But there's this thing called separation anxiety.
Okay.
Oftentimes, children, when they go to new environments, there's, oh, this place is new, I'm not used to it.
Okay.
And you have to go to work. Yes, that's why we have a village. Remember the village is supposed to help us?
Yes.
You have the teacher there as the village. The teacher's job is to ensure that the child settles into classroom.
Okay.
As well, you have at the back of your mind that, okay, after 1 or 2 days, this child would settle. Okay. If after the first week the child is not settling, the child is still crying, then you might want to just look further into it.
Reconsider or look at your options?
Not look at your options. You want to see, okay, why is my child really crying? Okay. Don't they like the environment? Is the environment not suitable for them? Okay. Children would cry in new environments. Yeah. And then there's this, because I work with special needs individuals, neurodivergent, there's this the situation of the double empathy problem. Okay. What is double empathy really? Double empathy is the fact that, you are a certain way and I don't see it, I do not understand you that way, but your type
Yeah.
Your tribe understands you.
Okay.
So that doesn't mean that you are not understandable. There are certain people that understand you. So neurodivergent individuals, they usually understand themselves. They understand their cues, their non-verbal cues, unlike neurotypicals.
Sure.
You know, when you look at your child this way, your child understands that, oh, don't go there. But in neurodivergent, you're just wasting your time. Like, is your eye itching you? What's going on with your eyes, you know?
Okay.
That means that we do not understand, the neurotypicals do not understand the neurodivergent, just as the neurodivergent does not understand the neurotypical. So it's a double, it's a two-way thing. So we cannot just put it that, oh, it's the autistic individuals that are non-empathetic. Okay. No, it's a double empathy situation. And
I need to actually take the empathy from the child's point of view now, because I feel like, of course, we have to show empathy and the child has to learn it from us.
Absolutely.
But how important is it for this child to develop empathy? So, for instance, we've been told many times that if a child slips and falls, don't show too much emotion so that the child doesn't cry, because the child is going to mirror whatever you show the child. But if another child falls in front of that child, don't you want your child to try and help that child to stand up?
Okay. Now, the first thing you do when a child falls matters how the child would react.
Okay.
Remember, love does not have words. You can see love from the eyes. Likewise, empathy. So, take for example, I like practicalities. The child falls down.
Yeah.
So instead of going, oh, you could just like, oh, wow, that is a big fall. You're still showing empathy.
Okay.
Oh, wow, that's but you're calm because you don't want the child to be anxious.
Alarmed.
Alarmed. There was a research done recently that a toddler, a parent was holding the toddler and just hit their hand on the wall and then screamed, oh, sorry. The toddler actually thought, oh, that was me, and started crying and registered pain. So our reaction matters. But the reaction does not mean you're not showing empathy.
Okay.
You could be calm. You know, you could be calm and firm.
Yeah, at the same time.
At the same time, you could be calm and very loving. Yeah. It's not when you're all dramatic.
So being loving and calm. So you're calm, you react, oh, that was a big fall.
And you show empathy, you show love. So, oh, that was a big, get up, come over here, did you hurt yourself? Okay. That's love, that's empathy. Okay. I'm sorry you felt that way. The child would likewise react to another child that way. Okay. But when you fall, the child falls and you be like, oh, it takes away from the reaction, and then we're just crying, petting the child. We're not teaching any skill.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now teaching the skill of empathy is a long journey. It's a journey that's longer than this conversation.
A lot of self-awareness to it.
Of course.
Yes.
And I have a feeling for many parents, it's very different from how we were raised. Yes, so I said it that way for a reason. Now let's look into ourselves and think about some things we might want to adjust in our road to teaching our kids empathy. Use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC and tag us WakeUpNigeria TVCE with your thoughts. We have quite a bit still coming your way. There's a break coming up first.